Just as the First Amendment protects modern forms of communications and the Fourth Amendment applies to modern forms of speech, the Second Amendment extends prima facie to all instruments that constitute bearable arms, even those that were not in existence in the time of our founding. Friends, you've got to know that the actions that you're taking right now are tyrannous, as my colleague Senator Bryant suggested. You also must know that I and millions of other gun owners in this state will not comply.
The registration period for the Illinois Safer Communities Act ended January 1st, and the official numbers for actual registrations have been released. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC, P.A.N. Firearms NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content, and what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. Once again, my Connecticut residents, if you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get the training done before July 2024, because then after that, it becomes longer, harder, more expensive, only to disincentivize you from going out and getting your permit to then purchase a firearm. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date, because if you let it expire after July, you have to do the new training requirements. Let's talk about this. Now, as we flow into the new year, we got a lot going on, obviously, but this is a huge story. Illinois, if you remember last year, signed into law the Safer Illinois Communities Act, and they gave a registration deadline for those of people who have items that they deem dangerous, such as so-called assault weapons. Well, the actual response definitely says a lot about what people think in that state about the whole law as it stands. The state police have released their actual registration numbers, and 99.4% of Illinois' FOID card holders did not register their items with the state. That says a lot about what people in that state think about this law. But what's even more interesting is a former state senator, his name I believe is Darren Bailey, has come out publicly and stated that he will not comply with this law and not register the items that should be registered under this law. And I want to talk about this, but then let's come into here. Former state senator Darren Bailey to Governor Pritzker on gun ban registry. Quote, "I will not comply." Darren Bailey says enough is enough. Not only is he like 99.4% of Illinois gun owners not comply with Governor Pritzker's new gun registration mandate, but he's publicly posting his refusal. Bailey, the former Illinois state senator and current congressional candidate, boldly touts, "I will not comply" in a series of social media posts. What's more, following the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day announcements, complete with photos and video, Mr. Bailey had a full schedule of media interviews on Tuesday, January 2nd, like this one with Greg Bishop of Bishops on Air, and there's a YouTube video of him speaking to the podcaster. Bailey's public refusal to toe the line puts Governor J.B. Pritzker in a bind. Pritzker's desire to run for the Democratic nomination for president is the worst kept secret in our state for a couple of years now. With each day of declining mental and physical acuity of President Let's Go Brandon, another JB gets more and more excited for his prospects. I don't see, he might do well in Illinois, but I don't think nationally he would do very well. On top of that, the Democrat National Committee's convention will take place in Pritzker's hometown of Chicago later this year. What better way, at least, to Governor Pritzker to show off his fine leadership skills? Governor Jellybean has checked off all the radical left boxes when it comes to politics, including signing into law the nation's first no cash bail law and gun magazine ban. Pritzker's so-called Protect Illinois Communities Act bans a whole lot of most effective, best-selling self-defense firearms and the magazines that feed them. This includes most magazine-fed semi-automatic rifles, many semi-automatic shotguns, and semi-automatic handguns with threaded muzzles, or that accept magazines anywhere except in the grip. It even bans accessories and 50 BMG ammunition. Existing owners could keep their guns if they register them by the end of the year. Unfortunately for J.B. Pritzker, the people of the gun in the land of Lincoln have declined to comply with the registration component of the law. While 15,000 have registered with just a week left in the process, millions have not. And that's humiliating for our control-freak governor. It also speaks to his leadership skills and, more appropriately, the lack thereof. Now, here comes longtime Pritzker nemesis Darren Bailey. I believe you ran against him for governor to pour more salt into Pritzker's sore wounds. The Southern Illinois farmer turned state senator needled the governor on China flu mask mandates. Bailey then ran for the Republican nomination for governor, trouncing the establishment, Repub's anointed candidate in the primaries, then savaging the billionaire trust fund baby along with the campaign trail. Bailey did lose the governor's race, however. Considering he was running against Pritzker's massive campaign spending, the Chicago machine, and mail-in voting in the most secure election ever, I guess he's being sarcastic, his loss didn't come as a surprise. Yet Mr. Bailey remains a huge thorn under the big governor's saddle. So, I didn't get any further than that, but let's come out of that. So, this Darren Bailey is going to social media and taunting Pritzker by saying, I am not going to register my firearms. And he displays them. He has a picture of him. I put it up there of him with the firearms on his table saying, I'm not doing it. And millions of other Illinois gun owners have done the exact same thing. Now, I have a lot of people in my comments asking what's going on with Connecticut, because April 31st of this year, Connecticut residents have to register firearms that were included in the new law HB 6667. There is no information on how many people are registering. Nobody is releasing that information. They're not even talking about it. And I assume they will not talk about it until it gets closer to the deadline. And then we'll get an idea of how many people are actually doing it and how many people are not. If you remember the registration period for SB 1160, a majority of people did get involved, did actually register their firearms. And now that we're going through another registration period, I don't think the numbers are going to be as high as they were under SB 1160. But I applaud the Illinois people. I hope they stay safe, because now it's going to come down to Pritzker and his political machine to decide what they're going to do for these people who did not register their firearms. Because the FOID cards, I assume that they have a registration database that they know who has what and who didn't and who did register. So it's going to really be interesting to watch how this plays out, what Pritzker's next move is going to be. How is he going to take state police and send them into counties where they have sheriffs? And some of these sheriffs have said, I'm not enforcing this ban. I'm not enforcing the registration. How is it going to play out? It's going to be very, very interesting. But deep down, I applaud the people of Illinois, those who chose not to register. We're just going to have to see what, if any, consequences there are going to be with this non-compliance move on their part. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.